welcome to 13. Okay, guys, this week we're going to continue on with the Doordash tale. I don't have the finalization yet, so next week I'll have all of my final findings from doing my dashes. We'll get into it a little bit. Again, Colorado transparency is in effect. We haven't seen it on Uber yet, but they can be fined at any time since the law is now in place. Doordash started doing it prior to the new year, and now we are, 11 days into the new year? They were doing it about 10, 11 days before they had to. So they've been doing it almost a month now. About another week, it'll be a month when I give the final findings. But first, I want to talk about something. You guys know that when I was with Para, we had a lot of connections. Well, we had a lot of connection to Doordash since we had to go to court against Doordash on 2 different occasions for having tip transparency. And in both instances, we had to hire a lawyer. We had to stand our ground. And thank you to David Pickerel, the CEO and founder of Para, for making sure that we did stick to that. And that we, even though it was a David and Goliath, we'll say, situation, and, you know, it's a long-driven timeline, too, so you can't say that it's over yet and, well, David didn't beat Goliath. Well, wait a minute, because Goliath is slowly getting his knees chopped out a little bit. But we've met a couple people in the process of all this that's gone on over the past few years who work at Doordash. I was indirectly getting word and information from other people, CEOs, other people of other companies even, from a certain person. And at the end of last year, I was put directly in touch with this person, and we're going to start getting some real info here like this. So we've talked about Nova Dasher, which is now Nova Hustles. Our friend Marco, he's been on the podcast before. Shout out to Nova Hustles. Check him out if you're not familiar. He has pretty much, Boots, our other friend in Hawaii. What up, Boots? Shout out to Dasher Life Hawaii. Check out him if you're not familiar. Other than Boots, Marco is the person I know with the most dashes. I think he's coming close to 30,000. I know he went over 25,000 last year. If you're not familiar with Marco, and I know this has happened to other people too, but I'm using him as my case example here today because of the amount of dashes he had done. If you're not totally familiar, he was over 25,000. He got deactivated from Doordash for a no reason. This was a while back, and he was deactivated, and he put up the fight, he contested it, he did everything at that time that you could. He went down every avenue. Obviously, somebody pulling 25,000 DoorDashes is somewhat reliant on that income, even though Marco has a full-time job and also works in the gig economy. He was deactivated. He went down all the avenues. He tried everything he could to get reactivated. And after beating down all the doors and everything else, he finally just kind of paused because it was a dead end. And he just kind of was like, well, I'll try other apps. He started doing other apps, like he was already on them, and he was trying to do them more often. Out of nowhere, about a month after he stopped corresponding with the company to get back on or to know why he was deactivated or whatever, he was reactivated. No rhyme or reason, never told why he was deactivated or why he was reactivated. I have confirmed through our mouthpiece at Doordash, I have confirmed that there is a thing that is even referred to in Doordash as short-term deactivation. This is crazy. And we're going to bring more light to this because I wanted to make sure there's more light coming to this before I started talking about it. But I wanted to get the buzz out there because I want other creators, other people doing DoorDash, I want other people to start putting out that term. Start saying short-term deactivations and DoorDash and see what pops up. See who shouts out to you. Because this has happened to so many other people I know too, a handful of other people I know. I'm sure it's happened to many, many others. In fact, I am sure. I just don't know all of them, obviously. But the short-term deactivations seem to happen to the people who you would think it would never happen to, the most veteran drivers. And I don't know exactly what the rhyme or reason is. I think we are going to finally get a little bit of that here very soon, on why this has been happening. But I think it's like, why would you deactivate somebody who's done 25,000, has an amazing score, does all the, all the AR matters to him, even though it's illegal, all these things, like he's doing everything right. And again, just using Marco as the example. What up, Marco, again? But he's doing everything right. Why would you deactivate him? That's your money guy. Many people have said that, maybe it's that he's gotten too close. He knows the platform too well. He's been through too many changes. He's seen too much. But there is more to it than that. Because again, they're not trying to offboard him. They're trying to pause him. So are they trying to pause him while they bring some new people on? And then there's things about customer 1-stars going around right now. And that's a reason they're deactivating you. There's another reason here that we talked about on the roundtable. I think Kim's Side Money Plans did a thing about it after the roundtable. But about a week before the roundtable that we talked about it last Thursday, Michelle Sleet, who runs the 2 largest Facebook groups on Doordash, got this. And then I was contacted by somebody via email about this same exact deactivation term. So I want to read it to you guys. Real quickly, I will show you. This is from Doordash. The name has been X'd out, obviously. It says, "Hi, blank, obviously. Your account was deactivated due to suspicious activity involving repeated interactions between you and the same customer in which the delivery tip was immediately transferred to your bank account, and in each instance, that customer requested and received a tip refund through Doordash support. As you were previously notified, this violates your ICA, which is your independent contractor agreement." Okay, so they're deactivating now, saying that this is saying that you got paid. One thing about Doordash compared to Uber Eats, we all, I think, know and appreciate. This is one of the things we all appreciate about Doordash. You can't tip bait. Now, I've never been tip baited on Uber Eats either, but I know what happens. I know you can add or take away from the tip. But in Doordash terms, if the tip is withdrawn, in almost every case, none of us ever know it. We see the amount, we accept or decline it. And if we accept it, that's what you're going to get paid when the job is done. We don't get told, hey, the person took their tip back. They just, maybe some of you do. If you do, again, always, guys, on 13, please leave your comments. Please leave all comments, questions, concerns. I will address every one of them. You just got to give me a couple days to do it. But if they're deactivating you and saying that the same customer is getting you, the customer is tipping, and then the customer's having, and you're putting it in your bank, and the customer's having to, they're having to refund the customer. They're not telling you that when it's happening. They're telling you that when you're getting deactivated for it. So it's like, are they basing it on the same customer and 3, 4, 5 times? How many times does it take from the same customer? Is this even a real thing? Are the 1-stars even a real thing? Are all of these reasons for deactivation right now a real thing? Because we all know, come very quickly here in about a week, 2 weeks, there's going to have to, there's too many senators and state officials looking into who is working on these platforms, specifically Doordash. And they're very aware of the newcomer or illegal platform workers and all different types of any illegal platform workers. Doesn't matter which ones we're talking about. But they're aware of that. Are they deactivating the right people? Are they pausing people that they're a little suspicious of and reactivating them. Are they... It's a very confusing thing, and I have a little more knowledge, but I don't have the full amount of knowledge, and so I wouldn't put it out there yet. But this is the kind of thing they're sending out to people now. And these could be people who have done 10,000 plus dashes. In fact, most of the time it is. The people getting these are the ones who have done so many dashes. I mean, most of these people have probably 5 or very close to it star ratings. So why is their rating so high if they're getting deactivated for this tip theft? Which, first of all, it's being deposited, the dasher is depositing it in their account too quickly. So what are they supposed to do? I mean, what are you supposed to, if you're supposed to wait the whole week, but if you have if you have it set up properly in Doordash and you're able to cash out through your card, is that what's doing it? Then why do they offer you the card if they're just wanting to keep it in there for the week? There's a lot of unanswered questions here, clearly. Again, bring some closure to it next week, because next week I'm going to bring the closure to my Doordash test, which leads me to telling you real quickly how it's going so far. So here's what's happening. I am scheduling blocks of time I could never schedule in Colorado before. Never. I'm getting 10, 12-hour blocks if I want them. The optimization rate of my time on there, because I'm doing my B2B in the day. So I'm doing this in the evening. I'm not multi-apping. I've been doing it just to test. By next week, that test will be done, and I'll have to go back to, if I'm doing Doordash on these scheduled times, I'll have to be multi-apping. But a couple things have happened here in Colorado, the transparent state. I'm not seeing as many offers. Not even close. And I know it's January, but not even close. But every offer I'm seeing is over $2 a mile, and that was not the case before this went into effect. Every offer. In fact, the other day I did a live stream. I only skipped one offer the whole time because, again, they're not back-to-back. It's not like totally busy. But every one I got the other day, and it was a day shift when I was doing it, was $3 or more per mile. Have they just learned about me? Because I know other people in this market who are still seeing the crappy orders. My AR has tripled what it is, and I don't even believe in AR. It's illegal. So next week we're going to bring closure to all this. But I want you guys to think, and please comment below. Let's get a movement going here. There's a lot to talk about, and we'll get through it all. We'll put the closure next week, and that's 13 minutes of gig news in just under 13 minutes.